Here back again doing another walk. It's evident by, well, the fact that I only would wear a this type of circumstance. So, yeah. I really need to do this more often, I swear. Anyway. Yeah, I'm just out here for a stroll. I'm to it. Federico, Kevin Joyner, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Just here enjoying the walk. I'm keeping it on my face because I'm literally walking down the same street every single time. So I'm on, keep it out on my face so you guys don't have to see the same thing over and over again. I'm going to try again and head up to the high school and go a bit beyond that. Not going to show any names for obvious reasons. I'm not going to go on the property because, well, they're closed. Plus, they don't want anybody there to do everything going on. So I'm going to give a distance sort of look. Oh, good, that drain's clear. Nice to know I won't, Post 10 doesn't need to clear a drain all the way up in Georgia. Or down, or however it's pronounced. Over here, up, down, I don't know. I'm terrible with direction when saying where I've been going through states. I tell you, if I were to do a video where I just record everything, you don't want to know how many times LB would correct me saying, it's not up there, Donovan, it's down. Or it's not down, it's up. Or it's not up, it's over there, or it's over here. So on and so forth. It's ridiculous. I've got a terrible sense of direction. Shows you that I need a dang compass. That might help. I might also try and hit that church again and show you guys the inside, because I could peek through at least one window that was up on the upper side of the hill. So, yeah, I don't know if Sidestep could be informed of this, but yeah, oh, hang on, we got someone to turn in here. Don't want to get in their way. A few fellow students live down the road. I've walked on, veterans, but not going to say where. Heard one thing. That alone, just saying the road, that's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. Sorry if I'm holding the phone down, but I'm doing it so I can still see what I'm going through up ahead of me. Okay, we got someone stopped up here. I'm going to just try and quicken my pace there so I can get by them without blocking them, so I don't get any ideas. Can't trust people nowadays, unfortunately. Though the only good thing about the virus is the fact that it's allowing people, everyday people like you and me, to see, which people are good and which ones actually care about others, and then which ones aren't good and which ones absolutely hate our guts, That's the odd thing about something like this. It's like sometimes it takes something as traumatic as this to bring everybody together, and then once it's all over, we all go back to going separate ways and basically hating each other, really. Something I've just never understood. I've never really understood that. If we as a society can band together in times of crisis, then why can't we do it any other time, Why can't we all band together and do something great when we're not in the middle of a crisis like this? It's something I'll never understand. Like I said a few minutes before, the only good thing about it is the fact that everyday people like us are able to see which people are good, and which people care, and which ones help out, and which ones aren't good, don't care, and don't want to help out. It helps you to see who's who a little bit better, a little bit more clearly. So even though this freaking hill is a slight one, it's still a pain in the neck to climb. Yeah, I didn't bring water today, but the reason is because most of the containers, even though they're washed, I don't want to take my chances. I don't exactly smell very good, so. Oh well. You see where they put new sidewalk down there. I can't get across here without getting hit. Yeah, me getting hit by a car is not what I had in mind, nor is what I planned to do. I'm not that stupid. Ah, there we go. Nice breeze. Thank heavens. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. It's nice when you have a breeze in the way. Oh, hey, Oz, what's up, man? Oz, Richard, Raymond, Tom Strong, E2, what's up? What's up? Yeah, this old store right here actually has antiques on the second floor. When everything calms down, I want to come back up here and check that out because I'm into antiques. I have an interest in them. For the traffic. This is like one car. I think I might hit the direction of the school first since it's like literally a straightaway. Having to cross this road 4 times. Well, 3. Yeah, beggar and note. Look both ways before you cross. Makes things a whole lot hectic. Passing the statue of Crawford W. Long there again. Oh, and speaking of which, I never noticed this. Look here. I didn't see this side. It's hard to see due to the light, but it's there. And right there, I don't know if you can see me. That. There we go. Masonry. Ryan, South Carolina. Georgia Marble Company. Carvers. If it were granite, then it would probably say Elberton or somewhere nearby there. But that's still nice to see. I did take a picture of this monument before. In fact, here's the plaque here. Crawford W. Long, MD, discoverer of the use of sulfuric ether as an anesthetic in surgery on March 30th, 1842 at Jefferson, Jackson County, Georgia, USA, born in Danielsville, which is where I live, here, on November 1st, 1815, died at Athens, Georgia, June 16th, 1878, so he lived through the Civil War. So 1815 to 1878, November 1st, 1815 to June 16th, 1878. Could someone get me an idea of how many years that'd be? Give us an idea as to how old he was when he passed. Probably in his, maybe upper 50s, upper 60s, somewhere around there. I really don't know. If you guys could give me some info regarding his age, of the dates that were on the statue, please let me know. That'd be great. Alright, the traffic's picked up here. I'm going to wait to cross. All of this goes, since it's a one-way thing. Alright. After this next car comes, I'm going to cross. I hope. Yeah. Gonna have to cross. Gonna walk over here and then cross over, because that's the thing. Where this walkway comes out on all 4 corners of the building, they need to have crosswalks there, because it'd make a lot more sense and make a lot of people who do come out and walk a lot less nervous to cross, because I mean, you basically have to take a chance in crossing the road each time. Especially here, like for instance, if you were to try to cross right here, it's a sort of blind corner. You can't see anything that's coming. As you can see, it's only like 2 cars, so I can cross here once they pass. 3. Okay, number 4. I gotta wait again. Alright, I gotta cross. And yes, I was looking both ways, but right here is something I want to show you guys. It's this general store. I've seen it for years. Originally, when we moved here for a while, it was painted white, and this whole portion here had settled to where the roof was sagging slightly, and they've come in. They actually came in a while back and restored it and rehabbed it In other words, they stabilized the building, but they're using it for storage, as you can see. There's some old wood right there. They've got carvings in the beams. Sorry if I can't read the chat, y'all. It doesn't stay up for very long. There's a hole in the window here. I'm not gonna use that. I'm going to look through. Yeah, but they use all this mainly for storage. You can see that back window there. So whenever it rains, that means there's going to be water damage being created. Look at that opening. Itself is well, not by much, but it is. It's fairly decent apart from the back where the windows. They use this building mainly for storage, so yeah. So they've got a railing here. I remember there used to be a huge tree right in this little grassy spot here, and they came in and they cut it down and got rid of the stump. Right there, that's the part of the root that's still left behind. That's part of the stump right there. They came in with a wood chipper after they cut the main tree down and ground the stump up. Here's underneath the building, right here. You can see, look at the floor joists there. You see they're built diagonally? That's interesting. I've actually never noticed that. Of course, this is the first time I've gotten to look at this thing up close. See the brick foundations? Hey, you can see right there, look here. Look here, there's an old bakery container right there. That's interesting. You can see also, look here, you can see some of the old rock foundation there under the center board. You can see it. That's actually interesting. Of course, that baker thing is filled with just random stuff. See, they've got old screens and windows. And this is the kind of stuff that really interests me as far as old stuff goes. You can probably find all sorts of old stuff under here. I really don't know what this would be, but it looks like a kind of cellar of some kind, something close to it. But you could tell there'd be probably a staircase or some kind of loading dock right here. They wouldn't have that door there if there wasn't some kind of loading dock. So that means probably here in the back would have been like a storeroom, and then you'd have the front counter and everything else out in front, because the shelving is still there out in front of the building. So I got the back side here, and there's where the window's broken. You can see the rest of the pane there is falling out, and there would have been another one up there. And there used to be a sign along the side when it was painted white that said General Store, but that's been gone ever since they rehabbed the place. And now back on the main road that leads to the school currently. I'm trying to pick days to come out and walk where it's a lot windier. That way I'm not wilting due to the heat. And I don't have to lug a huge bottle of water around. Like a normal sized bottle, don't get me wrong, would be fine. And that's pretty with all the flowers. Something's in my eye. Hate that. Hate that so much. Don't you hate that when you're out walking and then you feel like something getting in your eye or something, like an eyelash or something like that? It's ridiculous. See you, E2. Raymond, I guess that store there could count as abandoned or sort of in arrested decay, meaning they're keeping it maintained enough to use for storage, but they're not actually using it for any kind of like business purpose. So it's semi-abandoned. In other words, it's mainly used for storage. We're now here under this canopy of trees, as you can see. It's really pretty. Let me get this over here so you guys can see more. First in my face, not what I need. You can see the houses here on the left and right, which are really pretty. Really pretty, actually. And yes, I did get a few pictures of a few of the homes, but not all of them. And I tried to get pictures of them where the addresses are not in the shot because, let's face it, they're being lived in. So I don't want to disturb the home, have the homeowners be disturbed by anything I'm doing art-wise. Like as far as photography goes, I don't want to disturb them. But you can see they remodeled that house. Both of those homes have always been that way, but they're always kept up pretty. And you have this one that was remodeled, and then that one down there, which they completely remodeled, not like just inside and out, but also around the grounds too. I remember this. It's like a giant drain culvert here. There's two of them. You see there's like the entrance right there, which is that pipe right there. It comes in through here. You've got another one coming out right here, and then it all goes downhill. You have another one right there by the mailbox. Also got a water meter in there, which is interesting enough. See just how big that is. A huge culvert, that's for sure. And here's that pretty house. And then here's the one that I think is my favorite out of the entire bunch. You're probably going to ask me, why haven't you gone down like Northridge or Long Estates or anything like that? Simple, they're neighborhoods, which means there's a lot of traffic. And there's no sidewalks, so I don't want to risk that. You can see the whole home is for sale, but you can see, like I said in the last time I was out here walking, I don't remember there was never a garage there. That was built on after they remodeled the main house. What are we looking like on battery life? 82%? Perfect. So, I'm walking at a leisurely pace this time, even with the breeze. Oh. Sorry. Didn't want to get in the person's way when they were walking. Remember, the stream's probably going to start cutting out due to the signal losing strength. So, I'm going to let y'all know about that in advance. So, I'm going to be quiet, walk a bit further. And, yeah. Person walking behind me, so that's another reason I'm hoping the stream holds up. I'm almost to the high school. Again, the signal will cut out most likely because it does that every time up here. Alright then. It's nice it's windy out, makes it less hot. And I broke the stream. Hold on, yeah. There we go, perfect. You can see some of the outbuildings that the school has on their grounds. Over here is the main sports complex that they have. Mainly football, baseball, and I think basketball. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've never been a part of any of their sporting teams, so I really wouldn't know. That person's gone, thank goodness, but there it is. It's where I was taught the last 4 years of my schooling years. The reason I say schooling years is because I don't know if we're going to be going back. They're thinking, I think Georgia's actually closed all their schools for the remainder of this year, so I don't know, unless they plan on us like coming back after December to have a graduation thing. I don't know, but I honestly do that. I don't think they'll allow us to come back I think they'll be like, that's it, we've had enough. Oh, I doubt it. Well, you never know. Never know. There it is. Shout out to everybody who works there and teaches there. I want to give a shout out to all of y'all. All you teachers and everybody who works there, teaches there, makes the place nice and makes it memorable for students like yours truly here. In other words, me. I mean, I've always said that I make friends with more teachers than students because it's true. It's like, it's always been that way with me. I've always gotten along better with people who are actually much older or much younger than my age group. And yeah, like, I get it. And to be fair, like, I enjoy talking to a lot of these teachers. I mean, they have a lot of good advice that I wish more people of my age would follow. And believe me, I try to follow it as much as I can. And I miss it. I miss being able to come up here every day and say hello to them all. I really do. I miss that. I hate it. Like, being able to go up to every teacher I knew at the school and say, you know, hello, how are you? How have you been? And all that. That's what I miss. Mainly about being able to come up here to the high school. I may not miss the work, who doesn't, but I do miss being able to talk to the teachers and all, and just ask how they've been doing and if they're doing it. That's what I miss. What I'm gonna miss, because before school was closed, this was my last year. I'm a senior. As high school terms go, I'm a senior. I'm the highest you can get. Which means once I graduate, that's it. I ain't coming back. Unless there's a reunion, which is pretty dang rare. But what's interesting is my stepdad, he used to come up here back in the 90s. So, yeah. I got a car coming here. I'm going to wait for him to come out. Oh, that breeze smells nice. It's better than it was, that's for sure. That's one of the coaches I know. Look at his name, but I'm not going to say it here. I'm not going to say it here, not on YouTube, so you guys are just going to have to keep guessing. Probably wondered, what is that boy doing up here? Doesn't he know the school's closed? Get back! Oh, that's going to be funny if they see this somehow and realize, wait. Yeah, one of the head administrators up here, he gave me a nickname. He calls me Donnie B. Forget his name now, but I remember that's what he called me. That's his nickname for me whenever he sees me. It's like, Donnie B, there he is. Oh, man. I think his name was something Webster. I don't remember. I don't remember. I hate that. He's a great guy. I know one administrator I was friends with for a while was a former Navy sailor. He served on a U.S. submarine. Forget the name of it, but his name was Coberly. Mr. Coberly. He actually was able to attend, if you guys saw my video that I filmed at the Rowdy Rooster with my reception, he and his wife were able to attend, which was nice. I was happy they were able to make it, and they actually bought a few of my photos. Actually, a lot of people who worked up here at the school came by, which was nice. I'm really glad they were able to come by. It's amazing seeing it go from a lively and packed high school to a desolate ghost town. It's amazing how much can change in just a month. That's how fast this has all been going. From the first video I made concerning this whole suspension thing to now, it's escalated. It hadn't gotten better. It went from 2 weeks to the rest of the year, which I hate. I hate that. Like I say, I may not care about the work, but I do care about the teachers. And this is affecting them just as much as it's affecting us students, only it's probably affecting them more tenfold because right now they're essentially out of work. And my heart goes out to them because this is a major profession for them, and they're not able to come and and they're not able to come and do the job they need to do, you know it? And I hate that. They're not the only people who have a major profession that are out of work right now. Everybody is, mostly. Either that or everybody's having to work at home, which I hate. I really hate, because, like, I love being able to go up to and talk to someone I know face to face. I don't like having to talk to them through a computer. That's why when I met Jesse up at Chattanooga, I was so excited for it. It was because I was happy that I'd be able to meet him in person, face to face. The only reason I was able to meet him up there, though, was because my sister was at like some sort of camp thing on Jekyll Island. So that meant during that part of the summer, I was usually home alone most of the time. So, like, when Jesse called me and said, hey, I'm going to be up in Chattanooga visiting family, I just happened to say, that's great. Glad you're able to see your folks. And of course, keep in mind, at the time before this, we were all both of us had been talking here and there, back and forth about where could we meet up and when and how. And my mom would joke, and it's like, why not meet in the middle? And we both broke out laughing. It was like, yeah, that would be nice. But then afterwards, I called Ellen and was telling her, like, I can't remember what we were talking about at first, but I then said, by the way, Jesse and them were up in Chattanooga visiting relatives, and she was like, and of course I had told her that my sister was out of town at a camp thing, and I was like, how long is she going to be going? And I forget how many, but anyway, it was like, yeah, I think it was long enough to where we could make the trip. And she was like, Donovan, if you can get in touch with Jesse and plan this out, we're going to do this. And she was right. Since then, that was been the only time I've been able to actually meet Jesse face to face in person. So, yeah. Alright, seems we've run out of sidewalk here, so, yeah. Gonna turn around and head back. But, yeah, like, I hate it. Since we're not able to talk to people face to face, but with that thing going back with Jesse, yeah, in the end, I was glad that we got that chance. Literally did meet up in the middle. They drove all the way up from Connecticut up to Tennessee, and for us, that was it. We got the easier leg. We drove from Georgia down to Tennessee, or Georgia up to Tennessee, so that's the only other reason we were actually able to go and head up there to meet him, because it was a much shorter drive for us because it's easier driving from Georgia to Tennessee instead of driving from Georgia to Connecticut. I mean, so, yeah. They saved us a lot of the drive. Thanks, Jesse. Anyway, he asked me, where do you want us to meet? And I was like, well, what about the TVRM, Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum? That was a place I was familiar with in Chattanooga. It was a place I had been to before, and I also knew it would be a place he would probably be interested in. So everybody on each end made plans and made time for both of us to meet up. Jesse came with his grandmother. We came with mine. I came with mine, Ellen. So, and yeah, we got down to the museum. We got down to TVRM first, Ellaby and I did, and so I was able to catch 6:30, come through with the Missionary Ridge Local before Jesse and them showed up. And I remember Ellaby asked me to go out and get her some water from our car, and while I was getting it, Jesse called me, and he was like, hey, look to your right, then to your left, and he's like, hey, look behind you. Then I turned around, and he's right there. I was like, hey, how you doing? I mean, that made that perfect. Like, oh man. But I got the water, we got back up to Ellen, and I introduced Jesse to her. And we both went about afterwards, filming the trains. We filmed the Missionary Ridge Local. departing. And yeah, we rode the train. That's what you see in his video. The 3 videos he has covering TVRM, like the one he made for my birthday, which shows all our footage side by side, along with some pictures he took. That was for my birthday, and that was all of the video footage we got on the train when we rode the train and we're at East Chattanooga, where the shops are for TVRM. Keep in mind also, that was the first time that I had gone up there. That was the first time in like all the times I've been up there where I've actually been able to see their steam locomotives, 630 and 4501. Because in all the other times I went up there, we rode the train when we had diesel power providing the motive power. In other words, simply, in all the other times that I had been able to go up to the museum, they were using the diesels. So that's been the first and only time I've been up there where I got to ride behind one of their steam locomotives. Which was nice, but bear in mind also, that was before I had this, before I had the 2 other cameras. Like, I was using my camcorder for that portion of the trip. So, yeah, Jesse and I, all told, we spent 3 hours together. We spent 3 hours at the museum together, and I enjoyed it. We both did. So it was well worth the trip, and I hate it because Ellen and I were in sort of the planning stages of trying to plan a trip to where we could both go up to Connecticut. That way I'd have a chance to see him one last time in person before I wasn't able to travel anymore, but now that's gone. Every trip we had planned before all this viral stuff happened is gone. Because I'm sure by the time that all this blows over, my parents will probably be pressuring me to get on the practicing driving, to get a job and all that, to where I won't even be able to travel anymore. And even then, by this point, I don't know if Ellen will want to travel anywhere anymore after all this blows over, because every freaking state's infected, and there's no telling how long it's going to take before everybody in every state. And Connecticut especially has been hit hard by this virus. So, I mean, any chance I had of going up there to see Jesse up in his home territory now, that's gone. And it's the same with everywhere else we had planned on going to. Birmingham, Memphis, Essex, everywhere on the way on that trip, that's all gone. I said last time it was on a sort of indefinite hiatus. I'm honestly just going to be blunt and say this, it's over. It's canceled for good. At this point, I don't want to take any more risks, because what if we go after we think everything's blown over and then find out we went to a state or around an area where they were still trying to fight the virus and we come back infected? Like, what then? That ain't going to do us much good. At this point, I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss. I'm honest to God at a loss. Like, I'm stuck at the house most of the time now because I can't drive, for one thing. If I want to go out and walk like this, I'd have to be back at a certain time that I set for myself. And I hate it. I honestly say I hate this. And we all know who to thank for making everybody's day here miserable. Every day in general miserable. Freaking Chinese. I'm not talking about the people. I'm not talking about the average Joes over there like you, me, the middle class. No, I'm talking about politically China, because if they weren't so stubborn and weren't so prideful at keeping the information about that virus silenced and hidden for so long, if they had have just come out and said, hey, we have this sort of viral outbreak, do you think you could help us? And like, instantly, like shortly after they found out that someone had been infected, then who knows how different. Now, bear in mind, I'm not trying to sound racist, and if I am, I do not intend to be. I'm just upset at the fact, and rather disappointed at the Chinese government, at the fact that they let essentially their own paranoia and superstition about the outside world essentially make them, cover up the virus and silence those who are trying to get word out about it, which, like, what the hell? The only way you realize the only way a virus like this can be stopped is by getting outside help. You can't stop it in your own country. And clearly, if you can't contain it in your own version of the CDC over there, that says something. Like, really, it does. And then to have your country's own government then silence you and tell you not to tell anyone about the virus, well, that's just low. That's low as hell. Ticks me off in more ways than one, that's for sure. I got the chance to go up to the museum in Spencer beforehand, well beforehand, like 2015, 2016. Which I hated. A lot of the earlier trips that Ellen and I went on, I never filmed. Mainly because I didn't think about it at the time. Plus, well, if you look at my stuff from 2016, you know how bad it was back then. I honestly hate to say it, but y'all could be looking at what may be the beginning of the end for my channel as far as me being active on it constantly, because I do need to move forward with my life at some point. The main three things that are setting me, that are preventing me from doing that are as follows. One, I'm needing to improve my driving skills because I can hardly drive right worth a damn. And whenever I am good at driving, it's like on 2-lane roads, like similar to this. 3, I need to learn how to cook, which is something I've never been able to do unless it's with like a microwave. And 3, the main thing is I need to learn how to properly manage money. That's something I need to learn. Now, don't get me wrong, I can count money to some extent, but when it gets up into higher bills, like 20s and up, that's when it gets difficult for me, and that's when I struggle with counting money. That and coinage. Yeah. Like, the thing is, it's like, I'm not really able to count, like, quarters. That's the thing. Like, I know 4 to 5 makes $1, correct? The main thing for me is something I can no longer do. That gave me, it gave me a sense of false hope. It has shown just how quickly a career like that can be pretty much put to a indefinite halt, because the only way you could keep a career like that going is by traveling, and well, nobody's out traveling, so that means anybody who does photography as their job is essentially screwed, unless you started doing stuff nearby where you live, near home, kind of like what I've been doing so far off and on, is I've been trying to photograph stuff around here. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I haven't admitted this to my parents, but I've been melancholic. I've been rather melancholic, a bit depressed, because I'm not I'm not able to do anything that I like to do. Like, I can't go and visit my grandparents. I can't go out on trips. I can't, like, anything that interested me or that didn't involve a dang computer is now the main thing I'm unable to do. And that's also due to the fact that I can't drive. If I were able to drive, I'd probably be up at home watching trains right now. But that ain't gonna happen. Because I can't drive. I have to have one of them with me, and my parents are busy doing what they need to do around the house. So I haven't really bothered asking them. And besides, they wouldn't want, I've asked them, could we go somewhere to where I could get out of the house? But like whenever we do get that chance, like with my mom, for instance, she wants to go whenever she and I get out of the house. Sure, we may do what I want to do for maybe an hour or so, but then she spends the rest of the day doing like errands and shopping and whatnot. Which is something I just don't really have an interest in. And then when it's with my stepdad, like with him, he tries to get me out and to doing something with him, but then it's like he gets in a hurry and then wants to go on and get back home as soon as he can. I mean, I get that, but in short, I want to get out of the house more. I'm not crying there, y'all. It's just my throat's dry. Dang it. Don't you hate when you get like a little tickle in your throat that annoys you like that? That's what I hate. Well, I see there's still 4 people who've hung on, which is nice to see. I'm glad you guys hung on for as long as you have. I'm going to cross over here real quick. My head cooled off. That's why I took my hat off. Yeah, my hair looks terrible. Don't judge me. But I was able to take a shower for one. So that helped. Oh, hang on. Somebody is coming. Just stop right here. Alright, well, you guys can see a better view of this house here. There it is, and there's the one beside it. Since they're lived in on a regular basis, there really is no historic plaque on them, so I can understand and respect that. I'd say they were probably built, probably 30s, 20s, 30s, somewhere around there, I don't know. I'm going this way so I can access the church and I have to deal with that bottleneck until after I retrace my steps and come back. It'd be nice if they had like an outdoor water fountain somewhere. That way I could actually get some water while out walking. I'll have to ask if I ever could get a chance to talk with anybody who works in the town to help with stuff like that. I might ask them, could y'all put some water fountains up in the park or something? Have like an outdoor water fountain or something. That'd be nice. That would be nice. I need a shave. Here we are back at the old gym / old school here. By the way, that there with the green roof, that was the government complex, and it was originally a school at one point. I don't know how far back, but I can think either that or there was a school on that site, then they came in, I think either remodeled it or tore down some of it and remodeled the rest and made the government complex. I really don't know. Excuse me. That's pretty with the way the lights are reflecting off the grass. I like low spots like that. It's pretty. There's no creek though, unfortunately. I know you guys like myself would think there was a creek there, but there's not. It's just a low spot. Just a low spot. You can see the school building. That's the main gym right there. What would have been the main gym. No doubt it would have been steam heated at one point or another. There's a drain right here away from the road. That's not good. But it's working. So I think the church is, yeah, right there. There's the cemetery, and there's a road that comes up right there beside it. That's where I'm headed. Oh, good. That works. Actually, I'm going to just cut across here. That might work. And you can see there's where there were windows at one point, air intakes. There would have probably been fans in at one point. There would have been windows there. Then there would have been, there's those fans. So, yeah. I don't know who owns it. I don't know if the government complex owns it or if the city does, but if I could get permission, I'd love to walk in and look. I do remember going in this building once, but it was years ago, probably when they had some kind of event going on out here in the park. Which would make sense. It's usually one of the few times this place is ever open. I mean, believe me, y'all, I hate this just as much as y'all do. Like, any plans we had that my grandmother and I had to do together are now pretty much closed. Which, I hate it. I really do, because we were hoping to get at least a few more trips taken care of. Graduated, and now that's gone. That opportunity and that chance is gone. And believe me, I hate it. I really, because it was essentially like a clock. The trips Ellen and I go on, essentially it was like we were running against a kind of clock, which was running on how much time I had left in school. Once that clock went to zero, that's it. It was all be over as far as the traveling goes. And now, let's just say that clock stopped a few months early. So, I mean, don't be expecting much in the way of major trips or any kind of video at somewhere across the U.S. anytime soon, because that's all gone. I mean, hell, I've told Ellen and myself, you know, I don't think I'll be able to continue going on trips like this. Like, I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to pull off a trip that would go to, say, like Alaska or anything like that, because I don't know if I'll be able to travel at all later on after I'm like 20 or 30 years old. Chances are that's all probably going to go along with it. Well, we're up here at the church. Let me turn the camera around so you guys can see it. It's so dry. I'll have to take another picture here with the way the lights changed. Sorry, let me get out of your way. This is pretty. If I had earbuds in anyway, he wouldn't have heard me. Well, we're here at the church. See what all we can see, shall we? And like I said, I've done a video here before. I'm pretty sure that Sidestep Adventures was informed of and had seen, but again, major shout out to Sidestep Adventures, because, well, like y'all, I'm curious about old churches like this because they're not. I mean, because you guys over at Sidestep and everyone else who does stuff like this knows they don't really build churches much like this anymore, and when they do, it's rare. But again, you can see the area where the basement would be, and now here is the inside of the building. You can see like the general store, they only use this thing now for storage. You can see there is evidence of water damage where the ceiling is caved in. Unfortunately, I can't see beyond this, and this is the only window where this whole thing's accessible. There's my charging setup. Of course, the phone was dying anyway, so I'm going to have to head back soon enough anyway, due to the fact that it's so, yeah, as you can see, I mean, as you guys can see, they only use this thing for storage now, so yeah. And again, there's no built by whom and by what congregation or what religion and whatnot, so it's really a mystery to me. I don't know who built the church. I don't know what church group built it, when it was built, and when it was last used for any kind of church service. But there are at least 2 churches here in the town, one on my road and then one on this main road here, further up. And I guess you could count 3 if you count the one there, unless that's just the main funeral home. I don't know. But yeah, I'm probably gonna end the stream here and head back. That way my phone can charge. So I guess I'll see y'all whenever. Instead of later, it's now gonna be whenever, because I don't really know what else to do as far as video wise. So yeah, see y'all later.